KJ Wright from the Seattle Seahawks, and you are watching NorbCam.
This is Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam. You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, everybody? This is NorbCam coming at you with another Bleacher Report live stream today, talking about the Seahawks and the upcoming draft. Yeah, we're going to be mocking up the draft here. And now looking back at it after all the moves that the Seahawks did in free agency to see how this might change the strategy. I did do a mock draft a few weeks ago prior to free agency, and a few things have changed. A few things have stayed the same, but definitely some interesting developments that you might be surprised with. You might disagree with what I think they're going to do, but nonetheless, we're all speculating at this point, so we're going to see. I'm going to present my ideas to you guys, and you can comment, let me know what you think, and we'll see what comes up as the draft is only about, a little over a month and a half away. It's coming up quick. Anyway, again, my name is NorbCam, and you can find me here on my socials down below on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and on Facebook. And I'd love it if you would follow me here on Bleacher Report as well. And let's just get into this, shall we? All right, so let's just kind of recap real quick what happened. For the next half hour, we're going to jump into this topic. And let's just start by looking back at what the Seahawks did in free agency, setting up what's going to happen here in the upcoming draft here. So on the defense, they did bring back Leonard Williams, the defensive tackle. And they also brought back cornerback Artie Burns. Darrell Taylor will remain as an edge rusher. And so here are the moves that they brought in. They got Rayshon Jenkins, safety from the Jaguars, which we definitely knew we needed spots at safety, with the holes vacated by the release of Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. We also got another defensive back, Kevon Wallace, for under a $5 million deal. And then we did finally get a linebacker from the Bills, Tyrell Dodson. I'm excited about this guy. He could be really solid. It was nice as we were getting a little nervous there about losing Bobby and losing Jordan Brooks. Who would be the guy in there? And I think Tyrell Dodson definitely looks like the cat to step in. And this guy's a young guy, he's only in his mid-20s, and ranked pretty well as far as where he stands, just behind the likes of Fred Warner and Demario Davis. So this guy's got definitely some upside, so I'm excited about him. And then another linebacker that we got, similar to Patrick Queen, who we were all hoping he'd come over from Baltimore as a free agent, but Jerome Baker, another linebacker who measures similarly to Patrick Queen, another guy. And a lot of these are test them deals, because a lot of these deals are 1 year prove it deals. And so, kind of way to kick the tires, find out if these guys really in for a good fit for Michael McDonald's defense. And if they prove it, kind of really show what they can do, then we might be talking longer extensions down the line. So, definitely a lot of testing these upcoming players to see how they fit in. So that was the moves made by on the defensive side. So a couple of linebackers, a couple of DBs, bringing back a defensive tackle, and as I said, a cornerback and edge rusher. So still a lot of holes to be addressed, which I'm going to get into. On the offensive side, we brought Noah Fant back at tight end. We got a new tight end, Pharaoh Brown. We got center from the Browns, Nick Harris, and of course, then we got a guard from the Rams, Tremaine Ankrum. And then, of course, with Drew Lock leaving, we've got Sam Howell from the Commanders, who at this point looks like to be quarterback number 2, backup to, as at least publicly stated by Michael McDonald, Geno Smith is our guy, and Sam Howell is the backup. So that brings us to the draft. So I still see what we have not addressed significantly is we still need offensive linemen, particularly a guard. Still have not addressed the pass rush that much. Edge rusher, other than bringing Darrell Taylor back, still have needs at edge rusher. Defensive tackle, still another position that we could shore up, and cornerback. That's my assessment of what we need at this point. So the new drafting order based on the after certain moves were made, we got our first round pick at 16, third round pick at 81. Then we got a couple fourth round picks. We lost our second round pick, so we don't have a second round pick. Fourth round pick, we have two in the fourth round at 102, 118. And because we had 2 thirds, and then one of those thirds became a fourth with one of the trades that we made. 2 fourth round picks, 102, 118, 2 sixth round pick, no fifth round pick. We have 2 sixth, a 179, and a 192 in the sixth. And then finally, rounding it all off, we have pick numbers 235 in the seventh. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. And we got Shaw Cooper in the house. He said, I think we go Powers Johnson if available. All right, so here we go. Now, as I always figure John Schneider's going to do, he is going to try to find more picks here. And he doesn't waste any time doing it. So he is going to trade back in the first round at 16. Trade back potentially with New Orleans. And I ran this mock draft to kind of see the scenario. So he turns the first round pick into a 36 pick number 36 and pick number 40. And we give up our 102nd pick. And we also get a 2025 second round pick from New Orleans. So that takes us out of the first round, puts us into top of round 2. And just as Shaw Cooper said, we also have Duke 206 in here, so we need O-line and defense heavy draft for sure. This is what happens. I'm with you, Shaw. This is what I got as well. We go with Jackson Powers Johnson. You and I, great minds think alike. Again, we desperately need offensive linemen. Center is still kind of a debate, even though we did do some moves. We had Big Olu that we drafted last year, but he didn't really get much playing time. But I like this guy. Strong, initial quickness. He's agile. He's got strong hands. He's good at both pass protection and in run blocking. Is great in engaging. Again, just pass protection, and we're going to need that moving forward. That's been an issue for who knows how long. So it'd be great to have our long-term answer for the future anchoring that offensive line. Because right now it feels like it's a lot of just guys just constantly rotating in and out, and it's never the same guys for more than 1 or 2 years. I don't know if Olu's the guy, because I feel like if he was, they would have moved, they would have gotten to give him a lot more rotational time playing. But Jackson Powers Johnson, I think this guy could be the guy for the future. So the Seahawks go offensive line first call in the 2024 draft. So with that, we go to the next pick. And again, this is the pick we got out of the trade. So now we pick at 40. And I've been saying all along, despite all the moves we made, despite the shocking pickup of Sam Howell, Geno Smith is still our starter right now, but he's still on only a short term. We're talking, he's only the immediate future. Sam Howell, good backup, already declared that. Is he a guy to develop as a guy in the future? I don't necessarily think so. I think he's a solid backup to compete, but this is this time I've been saying for a long time. We have not drafted a quarterback. John Schneider's never drafted a quarterback. This is the time they finally do it. And who do they pick up? None other than Michael Penix Jr., baby. We reunite Michael Penix from the UW with the offensive coordinator that we got in the offseason, and we get this guy. And I've been watching him for the last 2 years, and this guy's awesome. Not much to say that hasn't already been said. Guy's got a great arm, throws a beautiful ball, left-handed throw. But this guy can read defenses. He's got quick to read the coverage, make adjustments in the line of scrimmage. He's been playing in like an NFL system for already the last 2 years. Got the UW Huskies to the national championship. Didn't quite pull it off, but played very well. I know there's been concerns about his injury history. But I feel like in the NFL, he's not really there to be a running quarterback. He can run, but that's not really his thing. He's just got a great arm, great accuracy, great ability to read a defense. And, with all the rules in the NFL, there's so much to protect quarterbacks these days. I feel like, if they play him smart and utilize what he does best, which is get the ball out quick, get it to the open receiver, dissect and read the defense before the snap of the ball, and combined with what the offensive coordinator at the Huskies had done all last year. Great. Just love to see what they do, what they did at UW to do that here. We got a few more here. We got TMAC is underrated. Murphy, 16. You can address the O-line in later rounds. I had Murphy in an earlier draft, but I slightly changed it for this one. 6 Duck fan. We've got Bo Nix. I'd been debating, truth to be told, between Bo Nix and Penix. They were both I was kind of back and forth on them, but kind of went with the homegrown. I'm a Husky diehard, so, I had to go that way. Parvin says, you're dreaming if you think Penix is there in the second round. Maxwell Award, best player in college football. There's the GM who's going to see that and get him early. I realized that, and I think he had a great combine. I know that it's very possible he won't be around that long. Hard to say. I have seen boards where we've seen Penix drop down beyond the first round, but we'll see. This is an amazing start. Not sure either JPJ or Penix are there. I know this is all speculative, obviously, but that's the direction. I feel like we got to get a quarterback. Regardless, we got to get a quarterback. I'd like to get Penix, but someone else will be there. It's a good quarterback for the draft. Let's get it cracking. I think there's a chance he could be there in the second round. NFL teams don't like left-handed quarterbacks. This is true, but that doesn't mean they can't succeed, right? Michael Vick, a lefty. Tua Tagovailoa is another one. We'll see. Penix won't make it past Sean Payton, says Parvin. We'll see. We just never know what those guys are looking for. Hule, we're not going to draft a quarterback. We got to draft a quarterback. I feel like this is the time to do it. Yeah, we got 2 guys in there for right now, but we're talking about trying to get the guy for the future. All right, let's go back to it. Moving on. So again, we've got now moving to pick number 86 via. Here's how I got to 81. So we had 81 in our next pick. So via some moving around trainings, we trade to Cleveland for their 85th pick and pick number 206. And then we trade that pick 85 to the Texans for the 86th pick and pick number 247. So we pick up a couple more there along the way. That lands us here basically dropping from 81 to 86. And this is the guy who I had in my previous mock draft, and I got him going here again as well. We're talking edge rusher here. Austin Booker out of Kansas. This guy is 6'4", 240. He's kind of inexperienced. Hasn't been playing that long as far as football, but this guy's got good technical skills. Lightning quick burst off the line. 34-inch arm span, so he can reach, use those hands to engage blockers. He's got good ability against the run. The guy's got really good pursuit. Motor that doesn't quit. He's got a good bend for his size, and I think this guy could definitely be someone who could contribute. And we have not addressed edge rushing at all so far in free agency. And I am not a big Darrell Taylor fan at this point. I've had a lot higher expectations of what he can do, and I just haven't seen it so far. So Austin Booker, I had him in my previous mock. I got him in this one as well. So that's who I got at 86. Check the chances here or the comments here. Liam Neal, our run D is bad. Need to get a D lineman or a linebacker. That's coming. All right, so we move now from 86, and now we go to the pick number 118, and that would be, we got to address it, going Theo Johnson, tight end, Penn State. We brought back Fant, we got Farrow, but I feel like we need a solid, Fant would be our number one. Farrow, I feel, is like a solid number 3, but I feel like we got to get our tight end number 2. This guy could be it. Theo Johnson, 6'6", 259, tall guy, he's explosive, pretty athletic. He can do, he's good on crossing routes, seam routes, pretty good speed, ability to, pretty good route runner to find the open spots in the zone. Good separation. He gets good run after the catch, and pretty good speed. So we've got to address tight end. I feel like at depth as well. Seattle typically has liked to run a lot of 3 tight end sets, and we'll see it again. It's all totally different philosophy as we go into the new regime. But nonetheless, I still feel like we still need to find our number 2, and this guy could be it. Theo Johnson, tight end for Penn State. All right, so moving along here, that brings us to, where are we here? That was 118. So now we go to 179, and I've got on my board, let's see, round 6 now. So we are moving down the board here. We addressed linebacker, so I felt pretty good about it, but I still feel like we've got to have more depth there because, we had pretty much an empty linebacker room up to this point. So I'm going with Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker out of Ohio State. This guy's a lot of accolades. First team All Big Ten. Butkus Fitzgerald, Big Ten linebacker of the year. First team All Big Ten in 2022. 2-time captain. This guy's great in the running game. He's smart. Got a motor that doesn't quit. He's able to read blocking schemes, and he's a disciplined player, something that Seattle's defense desperately needs. He's got a knack for blitzing, getting to the quarterback, and just really good football IQ. So, again, we just got to keep restocking that area that's been decimated since last year, and I like it. Plus, playing Ohio State guy, I think this guy can really contribute. So, Tommy Eichenberg in round 6, pick number 179. All right, so let's see what else we got. Anyone in the comments in here? Yeah, well, there you go. I am Neil. That was exactly what I was thinking about. Do we need to get a D lineman or a linebacker? And that was the move right there. All right, so we continue along, and we go to pick number, what are we here? Pick number 192 in round 6. And again, we go to another UW product. And this time it's Zion Tupuola-Fetui, edge rusher. Guy 6'3", 244, athletic, good lateral mobility. He's got good twitch, explosive off the line, physical, can generate a lot of power. He can break up double teams, sets a good edge in run defense. And, he can play inside. He can play outside as well. This guy, we need as much defensive line help and rushing the quarterback. I mean, nothing's going to help our pass coverage from our safeties and our corners. As we all know, you got to get to the trenches and get to that quarterback, and felt like the edge is a major area of need there. So, and I like what I saw with him at the UW. So Zion Tupuola-Fetui in round 6 at pick number 192. Let's see. We've got Sherd Augie 44. I think the best offensive guard available at 118 instead of tight end. Yeah, but like I said, we did. We addressed center. I had going to center on the our first pick of this draft, but I feel like some of the other guys who we also picked up in free agency. We got guys who can play center, can also potentially shift over to guard if need be. So I feel like at least we're addressing the heart of the offense but we, still tight end was something I felt like we need to have just a little bit more depth in. And so that was the move I went with. Let's see. Let's go with the next one here, and that would be pick number 206. This is 206, still in round 6. And this was a guy I also had in my previous mock draft, and that would be Juwan Briggs, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati. You wanted more defensive line help? Well, there we go. I like this guy. He's not the biggest dude in the world, 6'1", but 320. He was listed on Bruce Feldman's 2023 Freaks list because he had impressive just strength, like squatting 700 pounds, deadlifting 655. Dude is a strong beast. Powerful on the inside. He can defend against the run and the pass. And for a dude this strong, he's got good lateral quickness, good quick burst, good on the gap integrity. Again, looking back at this Seattle defense, so many times I felt like guys were out of position. And we need as many guys as we can who know how to do their job. Just do your job. Don't try to do too much. Don't overplay it. Don't overthink it. Just know your gap and take care of it. So good gap discipline against the run. Good with his hands. Can shed blockers at the line of scrimmage. Can also rush up the middle too. So this guy's very versatile, and I think this would be another great guy to help beef up that Seahawks defensive line. So at 206, round 6, Juwan Briggs, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati. So we're getting close to the end here. A couple more to go at 235. We go back to offensive line. At pick 235, we go with Prince Pines, 6'4", 322. And, you get to this the later rounds here. I know you're not talking about the guys who are the big names, but you need depth, and you never know what, diamonds in the rough you might find. He's, pretty strong guy, quality, aggressive, off the ball. He's relatively quick. He's able to pull, ability to reach blocks, and which is great for the run game. He's got a good pad level, good at the point of attack, fires out of his stance at a good pad level, which gets leverage on his against defenders. So again, this is probably more of a depth move. And you're going to need it because eventually, these guys, we always seem to find these guys getting injured throughout the season, and last year no exception. But this could be a nice diamond in the rough at 6'4", 322 out of Tulane, offensive guard Prince Pines, round 7 at 235. Let's see. We've got Corey MC1. Saying a defensive coach is going to want defense with the first pick. If they are selecting it with 16, it better be Vatana. Otherwise, give me Byron Murphy or trade back. And as I said earlier, I had Byron Murphy in my first my first mock draft at that pick. I think I was waiting to see what they were going to do at quarterback, and I felt like they still need to draft a QB for the future. It's just not in the room right now. So, again, I like Penix. I know a lot of people are, have their hesitations about Michael Penix Jr., but I feel like he would be awesome. I mean, having watched him, so many games over the last 2 years, he is amazing. If he can get protection, which is why we need to shore up that offensive line as well. So, all this will be fun to see. It's going to be a fun draft. One of the most exciting drafts I've ever seen. Let's see. We got one more here. Down to the bottom of the barrel here as we go to the bottom of the draft. Last but certainly not necessarily least, at 247, round 7, we pick up a cornerback out of Marshall, Micah Abram. He's got good match mirror ability in both man and zone coverage. Pretty agile, able to transition from foot speed in man-to-man situations. Ball skills are pretty good. He can. He's got good hands. Can create turnovers and break up passes. And he's pretty quick and is able to turn and run with receivers downfield. So, this will be a good depth move here. I feel like we had such a bad defense last year, and I feel like we're gonna have I have faith in our corners. Witherspoon's gonna have another great year, and I feel like on the other side of the ball, just had a little bit of a down year. Just I don't know. A lot of our players. I don't know. Maybe it's like a kind of like when a team's playing poorly and you start trying to figure out what's going on. You have players out of position because they don't trust each other. You have guys who are trying to do too much, and I felt there was a lot of that going on. Tariq Woolen, he needs to go back to the. He was Reek Woolen this past year, but Reek maybe is the operative word. He needs to go back to being Tariq because he had such a great first year. Had definitely a sophomore year slump, but I feel like it's not like the guy just doesn't know how to play. I just feel like he's just got to get back to playing the game that he had in that first year, and I think he'll be fine. But we got a lot of good depth at cornerback. This is just kind of an insurance policy to add to that. So. Yeah, that's kind of where I see things here with the way that this draft plays out. As I said, let's see, let me just scroll through this one more time. So, recapping, at 36, Jackson Powers Johnson, offensive guard, or center, I should say. 40, Michael Penix Jr. 86, Austin Booker, edge rusher from Kansas. At 118, Theo Johnson, tight end from Penn State. 179, Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker out of Ohio State. 192, Zion Tupuola-Fatui, edge rusher from Washington. 206, Juwan Briggs, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati. 235, Prince Pines, offensive guard from Tulane. And, get out of the way, 247, Micah Abram from cornerback out of Marshall. So there you go. That is my breakdown of my mock draft at this point. Make sure you follow me here. I'm kind of excited. During the draft itself, I'm going to be doing a live stream with other NFC West creators on this same site. And we will actually be reacting to, I believe it's on day 2 of the draft. I'll be posting when that comes up. But we'll actually be kind of reacting and breaking down as the draft unfolds to see, kind of get everybody's takes on the draft and our reactions to the picks as they come. So that's going to be an exciting time, and you guys can watch it here as we break these down and see our reactions throughout the NFC West on how our drafts are unfolding. But there you go. Feel free to comment and let me know what you think, or what picks you liked, what picks you didn't like, what you would do instead if you were the GM. And I would love to hear your thoughts on what the Seahawks should do in 2024. But that's it. So again, my name is NorbCam, NorbCam. You can catch me on all my socials, as you see down below: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and on Facebook. And of course, right here on Bleacher Report. But until next time, it's going to be exciting next few weeks. We'll talk to you guys all later. Take care and go Hawks.
This is Walter Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
You're watching NorbFam.
You're watching NorbCam.